going on, y'all? Just join in. Um, while we're waiting, we'll listen to me adding some music to the quote, and I'll be right back. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show. Yeah. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. As you all know, I'm the one, the only, sendesdhaiti. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. As you all know, I'm sendesdhaiti. Like, subscribe, and share this video so that more people can find these videos, and hopefully they'll be able to help you. Today we're gonna be talking about a very special lesson in our series for the marketing timeline. And for those of you who are just joining in and don't know about the marketing timeline, this is a marketing series where I go over concepts that, about marketing, just how to get what I have into your hands, and how it's changed, both how it's changed and also how you can use some of the concepts that haven't changed over time today. Because as you all know, marketing doesn't change. The times does. So before we get into this, I'd like to get into a few announcements. So before I get into this, I'd like to get into a few announcements. So first things first, if you'd like to support the show, feel free to like and subscribe. Also, ring that notification bell so you could be alerted quicker next time I bring out a video. Or subscribe. Or keep watching. If you'd also like to support further, if you got it like that, my Cash App is right here. My Cash App tag. And as well as my Instagram right here. So, let's get into the show. And feel free to, chat in the comment section and also the chat box, because this is a community and you never know who might know something you don't. So, feel free to talk in there, spitball some ideas, and be sure to tune in next time for the next live stream. So be on the lookout. Excuse me. Alright, so last but not least, let's get on with this show, shall we? So let's get into it. Alright, so first things first. Our labor force. So, as you all saw the title of the video, this is going to be centered around the job market and how the job market, and again, if you're not familiar with what we'll be discussing here, feel free to reference my older videos, and you'll be able to catch up on what we'll be going over in this video. For the labor market, our labor force actually plays a big part in what we are now calling the marketing timeline. Because the market involving both the exchange of goods and services and the physical location of these exchanges. All right, let me start over. Because the market involving both the exchange of goods and services and the physical location of these exchanges exists to fulfill human needs, wants, and preferences, individuals employed within the labor force play a vital role in our economy. In the last few videos, we mentioned the consumer, producer, and distributor relationship, right? And one thing we always forget is that producers are also consumers. Just because you're a human being, you eat, right? So you consume food. You have to buy food, or you have to spend some resource to make the food, right? Whether it's time, whether it's water, whether it's the seeds that you have to buy from someone else, unless you grow your own seeds, right? Unless you literally make everything from scratch, you usually have to consume some sort of some sort of product or service to make sure you have food, right? You're a consumer. While at the same time, you can be a producer. So in our last video, we talked about the retail store owner, right? Usually they had, if there were a multi-person operation, if it wasn't just one shop owner in the whole shop and they ran the shop, they bought the shoes, they did the orders, and they sold their shoes. That was probably back in the day. Or online now, I guess. You could run a one-man store, I guess. But you'd still have people employed to make sure you can sell those shoes, right? So you'd be purchasing things from a business, right? You'd be purchasing from a distributor, right? The distributor of shoes. Or let's say you make your own shoes, right? You'd be purchasing the fabrics and the materials that's needed to make your shoes, right? So the labor force actually plays a big role in getting the product to the customer. And I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube lately where people have actually been saying that it's really hard to get a job. And sure, it might seem hard to get a job now, but think about where the time is. Think about where the time is. I was recently watching this documentary on YouTube about Gary, Indiana, where it was basically a town that was bought up. The land was bought up, and the land was converted and built into a town specifically made to employ people for the steel manufacturing facility, right? And this was in the 50s, I think it was, right? Or like the 30s or something like that. It was a long time ago. So this steel company bought up $7 million worth of land and then built an entire town from this land, right? Specifically so that they can have the labor force large enough and close enough and conveniently located enough for them to be at work, right? What do you think that has to do with the economy? right? They needed producers of services, right? Employees are essentially like service providers. They needed people to, learn about the steel making process. They need people to, basically have their lives centered around the business. And so that tells you a lot about, um, you know, the manufacturing process, where you need people to make your products, right? So, and it doesn't matter what you're making, right? If you're a software developer or a software company, you're gonna have software developers, right? I don't think we're at the time yet where our code, like ChatGPT, all these generative programs, where they're at the point yet where they can take in information as just like specs, but not have to rely on online resources to do what they need to do. Right now, we're at the point where they still need internet and internet-based services just as an aid, right? But I don't think we're to the point where technology is going to be doing the job for us completely. We'd still need people to, service these programs or infrastructures or whatever you call them, architectures, right? It's a different architecture. It's a different manufacturing plant. So what I said at the start of this video is that marketing doesn't change. It's just the time changes. With the time, technology changes. Now we have AIs, right? Before then, we didn't have with this steel manufacturing plant, we didn't have like robotics. We didn't have that. We had mechanical machines, right? We probably had mechanical machines. I'm not in that era, so I don't really know exactly how the machines were. But nowadays in manufacturing, I've worked in like 3 different places. So I've got some experience in manufacturing. They're using like pressurized chambers, fireless ovens. What else? Chemical-based products to manufacture things, right? Before, they didn't have that kind of technology. Now they do, right? So now it actually takes less people to make something. But the thing is that you still need people to make these things. So the workforce, I don't think has anything to worry about. At the end of the day, you're still gonna need people to produce these devices that can house these programs in the first place. Even if you have like more and more specialized jobs that I have a feeling the less and less people that you need, the more and more specialized jobs that you'll need, because it'll be like less people, basically in the office, right? So you're gonna need like more specialized people to service these devices. But that's besides the point. I was getting off track. But yeah, employment, it does play a big part in the marketing system. It does, and because of that, the consumer producer distributor relationship is always gonna be a circular thing. It's always gonna be here. So firstly, they function as producers distributors of goods. Uh, so employees, right? They function more than just employees, right? They're producers. They're either producers of goods or services, right? If you're working in a retail store, you're a servicer. You're in customer service, right? You're providing a service. Okay, I worked at Old Navy, for example. Okay, do you need help finding this shirt? All right, sure. I know the exact shirt you're looking for. Boom, it's right here. I just made that store, what, $15, $10 in less than 4 minutes. So it's the same thing. You're gonna need people. If you just had the clothes laying there, right? They just walk past it. Of course they'd notice it. But what's the conversion rate? Right? What's the likelihood that they're gonna buy it? Being that I added to their experience of finding a shirt, they didn't just see the shirt. I recommended the shirt to them. That adds to the experience. Whether, the end goal isn't selling the shirt. The goal for that interaction between service provider or producer of services to the consumer of the shirt is that me being there added to their experience. And for those of you who weren't here in the last few videos, we did mention having products and services be an experience, not just you selling a shirt or you selling a sandwich. So yeah, let's continue here. Give one more round of applause to the host for working so hard to make sure you all get content like this. But also be on the lookout for my platform. It's on the way. And you'll be able to host services of yours. So be on the lookout. And also like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell notification for more videos in the future. And if you'd like to support the show further, my Cash App tag is right here, as well as my Instagram tag, which is right here. So let's get back to the video. And this isn't going to be a long video. We're going to cover this part of the lesson. And we're still on the first lesson, everybody. This is a part of what is marketing today. So we're just, this is just the introduction lesson that'll help you understand better how and what marketing is today versus way back when. All right, so let's get back over here. So firstly, they function as producers or distributors of goods and services. And secondly, they, along with all others in the workforce, act as consumers of goods and services themselves. That's the same concept as what do you call it? Company employee reinvestment programs, right? You're reinvesting back into your company. That's a market. Okay, so you have employees, and you can sell them t-shirts, right? You could sell them employee t-shirts, or you could sell the division a batch of t-shirts that they need to buy from either you or one of your partners at a discounted rate, right? Probably shoes. They need some shoes too, right? So they're gonna buy this from their partner. So that's an example. That's you have a market right here that you can sell to, which are your employees. It's a direct to market. Um, so take John for example, the owner of Smith Footwear, a retail shoe store. So he serves as a distributor of goods in the local community. At the same time, and remember, that's a distributor. So, for example, somebody who is the owner of in today's time, an online store, right? You could still have a traditional brick and mortar walk-by store. Uh, Add in the comments what a brick and mortar is, because sometimes I be thinking it sounds like a food place, like brick and mortar. But comment down what kind of store that is. I'd like to know. I'd like to know what kind of store that is. Um, so at the same time, oh yeah, I just remember what I was talking about. So you could have an online store, but also you could have a traditional brick and mortar, right? But either way, those have different types of experiences. If you walk by a store, it's more personable, right? You're in person, so you actually have different reactions to what they're selling you. If you look online and you looked at the screen, right? What if your eyes aren't that well adjusted to looking at a screen, right? That actually takes away from that kind of market. The person who has glasses and isn't able to see as well at a screen. So going to a brick and mortar, attracting that kind of customer would actually add to the experience. So but yeah, that would just be like the type of market that would be like a very specific type of market for the type of market that you'd want to advertise to, right? For either phones or brick and mortar. So then that would actually affect your marketing strategy. So then you'd have to find different ways of reaching that person, right? So what does that person read? So they might only read newspapers because they can't read the screen so well. They might still read their phone, but they might have an assistant, an AI assistant read their posts for them or their ads. She might or he or she might use an app that speaks out ads. That's a good idea. An ad that speaks out ads for the deaf. For the deaf and for the legally blind. But that would be a specific market. So so this would be a distributor, right? Oh, that's why I brought that up. The distributor relationship. So I'm going all over the place here. My mind's going all over the place. So take John for example. The owner manager of Smith Footwear, a retail shoe store, right? At the same time, he's a consumer of food, clothing, and other goods and services. And in this dual capacity, which I guess means um, uh, being both a consumer and producer, or a distributor. Individuals in the workforce, just like John, are pivotal or important, going back to those SAT words, important customers in American and global markets around the world. So you're just as important to the economy as being a consumer, as well as you are being a producer or a distributor. You're adding to the market. So, but shop owners aren't the only people, distributors. We also have producers. Professional citizens in the world also embrace this dual marketing role. Whether they're serving as teachers, lawyers, doctors, dentists, or other professionals, they act as producers of essential services for the community. They're producers of services, right? You go to the dentist, they're giving you a service. That's why they can charge you thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. Because where else are you going to be able to have a specialist who's learned the exact ways and how to get rid of your discomfort in your mouth, right? To clean your mouth, to get rid of the other bacteria that are in your mouth, so that if you have an infection, you could get rid of that infection. So the infection doesn't spread to other parts of your body. Like, I mean, it's already in your head. So that's one of the most important places that you should get rid of an infection. It's right by your brain, and then it's connected to your bloodstream, right? It can go to your heart. So they have to have a specialist for that, right? They're giving you a specific service, and that's why they're needed. That's why they can have employees. That's why they may be a workforce, right? That's why they're so important. We'll never not need dentists. Later on, we might have dentists to use machines. There'll still be somebody there to operate and what do you call it? Like almost like guide or oversee the machine, operate the machine, to look over the machine. Because, you know, a stove, if you leave a stove on, no, this is a better one. A fire is alive. I got this from Avatar. Fire is alive. Water is slow and steady. Wind, I forgot what he said about wind. Earth is strong and steady, I think. Earth is strong and grounded. But wind and air is free. Fire is alive. Without someone to guide it and control it, it'll grow out of control and destroy us all. So, you being that the technology is, yeah, sure, it can get the job done exactly how you want it. Exactly how you want it. That's how it's programmed. Unless it writes itself. And if it writes itself, anything can happen. So, that's why even if with technology, and it's gonna get to that point, it's just even with technology, how it develops over time, the market of how you get your teeth cleaned, you need your teeth cleaned, the marketing of it doesn't change. Do you need your teeth cleaned? That's the marketing. Oh wow, my camera just turned off. Alright, so do you need your teeth cleaned? That's the overall message, right? There's different ways to get to that same message. But as time goes on, technology adds to a different experience. So it might actually increase sales with technology's advancement. And time again, we see year over year the marketing budget that gets added to promoting your services. If you're a dentist, the marketing budget increases year on year, year over year. You might incorporate an API that does what I just mentioned before. It might you might pay an extra $10 a month, or $10 a day, or $10 an hour to market your services to people who maybe can't see and they need to hear and listen to their ads, right? So you invest in that marketing experience instead of Instagram, right? Or Facebook or Google, because they can't see. How are they going to scroll their phone to do that? But if they have an easily accessible item in their hand and they just say, open this app, right? And then the app asks, what do you want today? And they say this service. Okay, I have one that's 5 minutes away. Would you like to book the service? Boom, it books the service for you. And now the experience of that purchase, the experience of the consumer, producer, and distributor relationship has been simplified with technology. And that's where we are today. Like I mentioned before in the last video, if you'd like to check out those videos, they'll be in the playlist or my description or somewhere. You can find it, or my channel. Yeah, exactly, my channel. Check in the lives and I'll try to put them as videos. So it's different how it was before because of technology, because of time, the technology that changes over time. But the marketing of you need to get this out to the exact person that I need it for, that concept stays the same. So let me know how you're liking the show. Once again, like the video. It's gonna help people. I think it's gonna help you if you like the video, because then you'll actually be able to see the video more, and also it might be recommended to people more, I guess. But also keep joining the videos and keep the engagement up with the comments. Also subscribe so you'll definitely get it in your feed. And I mean, even after watching a few videos, I'll be recommended to you again. So be back here next time, and so that you could learn some more of this cool information. And try to apply this in your own businesses and ventures and content creating experiences and businesses. And let me know how it helps you. I'd like to know how it helps you. So the reality stays true in your hometown, wherever you are. It's a universal truth that's applicable to all localities across our country and around the world. Almost no family, no matter how resourceful, could live independently of the goods and services provided by their community. The fact, the acknowledgement, and harnessing of this interdependence, where producers, distributors, and customers play their respective marketing roles, are key drivers behind the industrial and economic growth of every nation, because they keep the economy running. They keep the economy running. You need people to spend their money. You need people to sell goods. You need people to buy goods. You need people to buy goods to make goods so that people can buy those goods and house them in their stores so that they can sell those goods. Distributors. You need people to distribute your products from the slaughterhouse to the restaurant, right? You need people to deliver your products. You need people to haul your products across the country safely, and you need to pay them. They're producers of services. You need people to do all these things. Even if you have an AI truck, right? An AI self-driving truck. You need an operator behind that self-driving truck. You need. I don't care how advanced we get. We're always gonna have someone in the train conducting the train. You're always gonna need a train conductor, regardless of how advanced the train gets. You'll always need a pilot, right? Unless you're Batman and you're just literally making stuff from thin air, or Tony Stark out here, right? Or Elon Musk. You need someone behind the wheel. So the workforce isn't going away anytime soon. It might just be the time, right? Right? It might just be the time that people are getting more fine-tuned data on who they want to hire. And if the data while you are hired doesn't show that you're improving or doing very well as a employee that on average for this company has shown to be profitable for us, if that's not the direction that you're going as an employee, then I guess you have to be let go, right? It's just now it's getting more fine-tuned. You're getting data, right? You didn't have that before. You had, how much money did I make this month, right? But you probably didn't have that well of a booking system or an accounting system or anything like that, or a metrics system or a performance system or a behavior system, right? You probably didn't have that. But as time goes on, more of that technology is going to be incorporated in that system. And that's just one part of it, right? That's going back to the retailers, right? The distributors with their employees. That's just one part of the marketing system of the producer, distributor, and the consumer. So it's just one part. So, I think I'll end it there. Feel free to join back next time where we'll continue how the labor force plays its role in the marketing timeline. Again, I'm Sendesdhaiti. I thank you all for joining the show. Be sure to like the video for next time and subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, my my Cash App tag is gonna be right here, and my Instagram tag is gonna be right here. So, happy birthday, sis. Happy birthday. It's my sister's birthday today. It's Valentine's Day, you know. And we're out of here. Bye.